go. Hey!
Yo, let me set
Sorry, I had
this.
a problem with my internet then. I think we're good. How are you?
I'm good. Wait, I'm gonna hit the light, see if it helps, because the
Yeah,
window's behind me.
yeah, I'm good. Cool. Yeah, it looks like people are starting to join now. Oh, good. Lovely.
Maybe if I shut the curtain, it shall help the situation.
I mean, don't worry too much.
Oh my, no.
Now you that's worse, I think. Are you able to move the camera the other way? Maybe. Would that help if you're not
Yeah,
able
true.
to?
Let me
No, no,
let me jump
there you
round.
go.
Voila.
That's good. Nice
So
lighting now. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. How are
cool.
you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Surviving pandemic.
Good. Yeah.
How has it been treating you?
Been a bit up and down, like random times of like busy work, 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 other times chilling out, training, days off. Yeah.
Okay,
Luckily, I'm
nice.
healthy and well, so I can't complain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all good. Okay, great.
And I
Thank you.
assume you've been good.
Yeah, I've been all right.
I
I've been
assume you've been keeping good,
working.
pushing this.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pushing this. It's giving me the time to like really push
Yeah,
this, which is nice. So I'm not having to. I'm not teaching as much anymore. So it's all good. It's all good. Amazing. So thank you first of all for coming on. I really appreciate it. Everyone who comes
no
on.
problem.
So yeah, I've got a few people watching live. So hi to everyone who's watching now, and I
Sup,
think a lot of
sup.
people will probably watch later. I think I decided to do an early one today because I thought hopefully most people are at home, but it's all good. Cool. So I'd love to chat to you firstly about like the start of your career and how you got into dance and like what that was like for you.
Cool. What point do we say it's career and what point is just, yeah, so,
Yeah, maybe just say how you started and then just
right,
kind of
so
gradually go from there.
saw the film Honey,
Oh
fell in
yes,
love with dance and was like,
yeah,
yo, like I need to do this. Um,
yeah.
from there, I was 16 and there was like a party at like some friend had, and there was some guys there ciphering. I didn't
I'll
know
sit.
them. I'd never seen a cipher, but I'd seen Honey, and now I was like,
Yeah,
oh my God. So
yeah.
then from there, yeah, Cadus, you know what's up. Lil Romeo is the goat. Um, so from there, I then went to a nappy night at Oceana. We called them nappy nights, like under 18 nights in Bristol. And
I love it. Yeah.
this, these same boys were in front of me in the queue. So I was
Okay.
gassed. I was like, oh my God, it's them, the dancers. And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, guys, I saw you at the party dancing. They're like, oh, sick. Yeah, like, do you dance? And I was like, oh, yeah, like, I try. Yeah. And they're like, okay, cool. Come to training. It's on this day at this place. So I was like, oh. So I
Oh,
met
yeah.
them, joined their group. We were called Fresh and Fly. And then from there,
Nice.
some of them were dancing for the Angels Academy, also in Bristol. So I went with
Mm.
them to that, and that's where I met Frankie and Ramel. So
Yeah.
Ramel was teaching me there, and Frankie was in like the main group where everyone wanted to be. And Frankie
Yeah.
started teaching me what popping was and telling me about this and that. And yeah, so
Cool.
that's the beginning.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, okay. So how did it kind of escalate from there then? Like, so you're training with this academy and then, yeah.
Yeah, so I was a bit late. Like everyone else was already dancing and sick, and a lot of them were younger than me. And at the same time, Frankie was already training at Swindon Dance at the CAT
Yeah.
program. So him and a couple of the others who were there were like, "Yeah, you should audition, try it out." So I applied, got in, but I was already like 17, and the course is from like 13 to 17. So by the
Right. So,
time I got in for the next year, I was 18. So they let me
uh,
in, but like I was very lucky they let me in. And then I just had to play catch up. I was like, right, cool.
yeah.
Like, need to do this, need to do that. Um, Obviously, it was super helpful because then me and Frankie became really close. Everything he was doing, I was able to connect with. So I was traveling to London with him for classes, for battles, for etc. etc. And I just, yeah, I always had it in mind like I need to catch up. I'm older than everyone else.
Yeah.
although like I was a kid still in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, so that was where I was at.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
funny, isn't it?
I got my training at
Yeah.
Swindon Dance, and yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like I think I started quite late as well, and you always feel like you're really old. You're really not. Like because most people want to start their career like start when they're like 8 or younger. So it's just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but no, you weren't old. Well, you've done fine anyway, haven't you? So from there, did you go on to like any kind of formal training or like what was
Yeah,
your
so Frankie went to London Contemporary. I
yeah
was at Swindon Dance. I did both programs. So I did the street dance program and I also did the contemporary program. And the contemporary one meant that I was doing class in ballet, contemporary, and jazz. Um,
amazing?
so from this, like I really enjoyed contemporary. I really enjoyed ballet. Um, Jazz, like I enjoyed the cheesy fun side, but for me, it wasn't what I was gonna do. It was just like, cool, we're in a class having fun. So I
Yeah, yeah.
decided I wanted to try go to London Contemporary. I also looked at
Okay.
London Studio Centre, and then a couple of friends had gone to a circus school. So then they
Yeah,
were like, come check our school, like it's perfect for you. At the time,
yeah,
I had no idea what circus was. I just knew clowns, elephants, fire,
yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like, screw that. And I
yeah,
just shut the idea down. Um, so I auditioned for London Contemporary. I didn't get
yeah.
in. And then
Mm.
the following year, the guys in the circus school were like, just come and look, come, come, come. So I
Yeah.
went to London, walked in the doors, and I was just like, uh, this could be a career. Like this, like
Yeah,
I can run around, jump, climb, swing, and get paid money. Like
yeah,
I can be a kid my whole life. So yeah. So then like my mind sort of was like, right, we'll enjoy contemporary, but this is where I'm going. So
yeah,
auditioned
yeah.
for at the time it was called Circus Space, but then it became the National Centre for Circus Arts. And then I did
Nice.
my degree there.
Oh, that's so cool. So like, because I've seen bits about your circus stuff, but I like don't know anything about it. So for people who don't know, like, what are your skills? Like, what do you do as part of your circus art? Is that the right way to call
So
it? Circus
yeah, yeah, yeah,
art?
Circus Arts,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So my specific discipline, everyone in circus kind of has a discipline, which we would just call our main style. Mine is
Yeah,
seal wheel, which is a big metal ring that like do all this business in. Um, you also do a range of skills which benefit your discipline. So while I was on the course, I needed to have core control and be quite like acrobatic. So for
mm.
me, they built my program around handstands, acrobatics, trampolining. Whereas someone who's swinging up there, they need to be doing arm conditioning and this and that. And that. So like everyone's course was slightly different.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
and now with my company, so me and my friend Chris, we started a company called Simple Cypher. So we're a
Yeah,
circus and hip hop theater company, and we mix hip hop in with seal wheel in with juggling. So now,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah,
picked
that's
up
really cool.
juggling.
Yeah, juggling. Nice. They not teach that at the circus
They do,
academy.
but because it so in first year everyone sort of tries a range of things. So I juggled then, but
Yeah,
afterwards you only do things specific to what helps you. And
yeah,
being on
yeah,
the
yeah.
wheel, I don't need to juggle, so like I didn't get juggling classes.
Oh, fair enough. But you've
So
kind
we
of got
could
it.
we could train in our own time to do extra things. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. So when you graduated, what was like your next steps then? Because with what I'm trying to do with this profile is aiming it more towards like early career dancers and dance graduates. So yeah, like how did you kind of find your feet into becoming getting paid work? You said you created your
Okay.
company. What was that like?
So at Circus Space, we're very lucky that instead of doing the normal type of dissertation,
Yeah,
ours is around writing a business plan.
amazing. Yeah, that's
And
really
that
cool.
the business plan can be done as a solo or it can be done in a team. And you're also allowed to work with people outside of the school, but like there's specifics in terms of how much they're allowed to get involved with. So me and Chris, we were both graduating together. We decided to come up with the idea for Simple Cypher. Every business plan gets given a
Mm.
mentor. So
Wow, that's
we
so
we
cool.
were with a mentor from Deutsche Bank,
Mm.
and so like there's us like excited like kids like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then your mentor sort of sits you down and is like, yeah, but how are you gonna afford this? How are you gonna apply for this funding?
Yeah.
And how you so it was actually perfect. It was the best part of
Yeah.
being in our final year because I learned how to run and
Yeah.
create a business in a sense. And as part of this, every project gets to be part of a competition where the winner gets £10,000 to start the business,
Yeah.
and we were lucky enough to win. So
That's so
we
sick. Yeah.
graduated with 10 grand to go and start the
Wow.
business, follow it. And at this point, we already had links with certain theaters that were like interested in us, as well as like
Yeah.
Breaking Convention and other places. Because I think it's one of the struggles for a lot of art is getting in new audiences. So a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
circus audiences are the same sort of people. And with us
Yeah.
mixing hip hop into it, a lot of like these theaters who incorporate circus were like, oh, this could
Yeah.
bring in kids. This is for young people. It's a bit more diverse because a lot of circus, there isn't much diversity. So yeah, we were lucky in the sense that we became a niche that was backable. Lots of people wanted to help out, and yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool. The course sounds great, like to have those business skills as well and to help you in like other areas of your career as well.
yeah, it was super handy. And like now, like I also work in event production, and again, it's all because of that. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
really
so the
cool.
first sort of project we did was working at the place. We did Resolution.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
So,
Yeah,
so like that was the first sort of like project to build upon, and then it's just ever since carried on.
that's so great. That's so great. Um, okay, cool. Um, I'd love to move on and then chat about your light feed journey, like how you got into that, and like from my perspective, you're like a pioneer in the UK for that style. So I'd just love to know how you kind of
It's
navigated
such
that
a
as
weird
well.
one because I feel like I'm too young to be
Yeah.
a pioneer. That's not a thing.
No, 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 you're
So,
not. You're not. Yeah.
2011,
Mm.
I did an intensive with Henry Link, and in this
Yeah.
intensive, he touched on some hip hop dances which are part of Light Feet. So
Yeah.
I was learning bits and bobs, but for me, it was I was in a hip hop class. I'm learning to dance hip hop, like da da da. Da.
Yeah.
This continued the next couple of years. So then, like Buddha Stretch would also touch on different things, and so I was building an
Yeah.
understanding of hip hop, and then I knew that there was a
Mm.
specific part where, like, oh, these ones actually attached to this thing called Getting Light. So
Right.
I was first I was a popper. Me and Frankie were poppers. Then I got into crump, and then I got into hip
Right.
hop. And in
Okay.
this period of love of crump, like more
Yeah.
just popping in hip hop.
Yeah.
And then Chi, you might know him as Soul Brother Chi, he went
Yeah.
to France to study for a term. And when he was
Mm.
there, Kid Pat and E Solo were doing a show with Mish and Clara and people. So he happened to meet E Solo, learned some bits and bobs. He then came back to London and was like, oh, this is a rev up, and showed me
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
There's a
nice.
guy called UG as well from the UK. He also has a link with, I think he's got family in New Jersey, so he knew bits. And yeah, so now I had like a small vocabulary of light feet, but like
Mm.
again, I wasn't training to be a light feet dancer. It's just I
No.
knew some of it. The jump came in 2014. I was a hip hop battle called Can You Rock Me in Poland, and in the semi
Okay.
final, the DJ Combat, he played a Kid the Wiz and Lil Life track, which is a light feet song. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna add the light feet moves that I know. So in my battle, I did a bunch of light feet moves. You look up the battle now, it was whack. But the I put it on Instagram, hashtag light feet. Boom. Like yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Is he left? Is it just me? Are you coming back? Let me try. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Back.
Yay!
I was just messaging you. Like, no, this is never happened before. We're good. We're good. I can't remember where we was at. Was that something? I hope everyone there kept with. Kind of.
Yeah, sorry. I
all
don't
right.
know if it was me cutting out or what happened.
No, it's all right. I think where was we at? Was that talking about a battle? Oh no, here we go again. No, you're there. Oh. We're good. We're good. I think.
So, after this battle,
yeah, I was talking about battle.
A bunch of New Yorkers, they saw the video of me doing light feet. So then I was getting these messages come through and people commenting on the video like, oh my God, you do light feet? You're doing light feet in UK? Like doing light feet in Europe? And it wasn't a thing. So, yeah, people were just interested. So I had a guy called Chris Alex had tagged Crybaby, and then E Solo wrote me, Richie Rich wrote me, and a couple other random people. And it was like, yo, sick. These are the people that I've seen videos of. And now they're writing like, so from here, kept a relationship building with them online, and then I finished my degree in 2016, and then I went to New York. So I went to stay and live with Richie Rich for a month to train and learn correctly, because that's why, like, when people ask me when I started, I'm a bit like this, because really, like, when I got to New York, I realized I didn't know anything. Like I had to restart.
Yeah. But like you was kind of dipping your feet in the water up until then, I guess.
Yeah.
That's really I had questions, didn't I? Where'd they gone? Yeah, so I guess like you obviously, from my point of view anyway, it looks like you've implemented it a lot in the UK and you've grown a mini scene. From my eyes, I'm not in the scene, so I'm just guessing. So tell me if I'm wrong.
No.
Like, how is that has that happened naturally? Are you like got an active plan for like where you want to take it, or what's that?
So in the beginning, I came back from New York. I mentioned him just now. UG was dancing light feet. My boy Dennis, he was into light feet. My boy Jules wanted to learn. So the four of us would meet up. We'd be at center stage, or like sometimes in Charing Cross, and we would just show each other steps. We would practice variations, and yeah, we were just labbing together, but like, no real outcome. We just wanted to get good at the style. Then I decided I wanted to bring someone over. So Richie Rich was the first one we did it with. We created like a bit of a tour. I had some organizations in mind to help fund the project. Richie Rich came, he taught everywhere. And that was the first initial boom, because now all the kids started to get an eye for it. And it was already starting to blow up on social media, but now it was like, oh, but this school are now getting light feet. This school's now getting light feet. And then the interest built. So after this was in 2017, I created my crew, my team Empire. And then the following year, we brought out Crybaby Cozy. And then it's just been a maintaining, what's the word, like momentum. So to fund getting Crybaby out, I organized the first Light Fest event. So it was, I taught a workshop, then judged a battle, and Debo DJ'd for free, UG hosted for free. Like the whole thing was just a fundraiser to get a pot of money to bring Crybaby out. And it was a success. And from this, like, I was just expecting it to be a UK thing, but people came from all over Europe. So like it blew up much bigger than it was meant to, and it just sort of became a thing. So now I had this, like, my baby was Light Fest, this sort of organization which I was using to give Light Feet a platform. And that was like, whether it's battles, workshops, seminars, or just connecting people with Light Feet dancers as battle guests or judges at their events. And then like my own thing was now building, because now the UK is growing a scene. I've got my crew, I've got my fam, and it just naturally became a thing.
Yeah, and it's just getting bigger and better. It's so great. Amazing. Cool. So every time I have a guest on, I always ask them if they can, how do I word this? I can't word anything today. If someone came to you at, like, say, the start of your career, so maybe, I'm trying to think when the start of your career was. Maybe like after you finished, after you graduated, and just said like, here's one bit of advice, take it forward with you. What do you wish you had learned? Or if you feel like you had it going on, it's fine, you didn't need anything. What could you maybe offer other people? That's an easier question to answer.
I think consistency.
Mm,
Be consistent, stay consistent. You
that's a good
you
one.
don't need to be the best. You don't need to like do the most stuff or be around the longest, but you need to be consistent. Like
Mm,
the scene changes quick. If you're
yeah,
missing for too long, the opportunities are going to go elsewhere. The
yeah,
the community changes, people come and go. So then it's like if you've been away, like maybe your connections are now changed, and yeah,
yeah,
and it's the same because people are always like, oh yeah, I'm training, or I've not been training, or I don't dance anymore, which for me is always a
yeah,
mad one. So I'm like, it's fun though, like you don't need to stop. So like,
yeah,
whereas if it's just like it's always there, it's always sort of something you do, some like
yeah.
it just yeah, that's what you need. Be consistent.
Do you have any tips for how people can be consistent? Is that always training?
Um, don't be so like hard on yourself. I see a
Mm,
lot of people, they're consistent, they're putting up all this footage, they're doing this, they're going to every event and da da da. And then either they're not getting the likes or they're not getting the comments or they're not getting past prelim. And then
mm,
after a few months they stop and you never see
yeah,
that person again. And I'm like, what happened? Like you were so into it. You came to everything and now you're just gone.
yeah,
Um, so I think yeah, just don't get so emotionally drained by like the negatives. Like it's not going to be win 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 constantly. Like we plateau. Like
yeah,
yeah, it's just the way of the world. You're not going to consistently rise.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think yeah, just be patient with yourself and do as you can because you don't want it to
yeah.
not happen because you've stopped.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think not letting other people's like successes around you bother you
Yeah,
as well, for sure. Okay,
and I
great.
think
That's
that's that.
yeah, sorry,
It
sorry.
just in saying that, that's one of the really sad parts about some of the
Mhm.
kids because
Yeah,
the kids that start younger, they get great really quick, but then that greatness and the energy they're receiving because they're young, it doesn't stay, and I think they get so used to the hype that then they see it as a negative when they don't get it, and then they quit, and it really sucks and it hurts like to see like, oh, this kid was fire and now they're gone, or like, and then you'll
God,
see them in a few years like, oh, I'm gonna get back into it, and that's the line you hear all the time. I'm gonna get back into it. I'm getting back into it, and yeah, it just doesn't come back. And whereas if they just like accepted, like, cool, I'm not the best today. I'm gonna keep
yeah,
training, or I'm just gonna do it for fun or whatnot. Like, it's more realistic.
yeah, 100%. No, no, I think as well. Like, I guess dancers nowadays grow up with social media, dancing on social media, whereas like we didn't have that, which was great,
Yeah,
and I'm so thankful for it. But yeah, I think that's got a part to play in it as well.
yeah.
Um, yeah, for sure. Cool. I think that's all I really wanted to chat about. But is there anything that you're working on? Anything you want to share? And if anyone wants to, um, really can't speak today. Oh my gosh. Anyone has any questions? Maybe pop that in the chat now. I'm just having a little scroll through.
Yes,
Um,
Cadus, Emily, yo. Um, what am I working on? So, I'm in Bristol right now. This is my friend's like sister's room because
oh,
we're viewing houses. So I'm making a big leap. Gonna head back to Bristol.
oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, I've got plans for the scene in the southwest. I
That's
want to
really cool.
keep my international work happening, so it's just like a change of scenery, but the plan is still the same.
That's really cool.
We're working on like bigger things for Lightfest and Circus side with Simple Cyphers. We've got tours set up. We're just waiting for the go ahead on certain projects because of COVID, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, I've got onto the TikTok game, like with Lightfest,
I
so
love,
you
I
can
love
head
your
over,
team.
like yeah,
Yours
like
and Peter's one recently. I've watched it like 5 times. That's like so nice.
yeah, it's yeah. I have like fun with my TikTok. Then I try and
Yeah.
post like decent stuff for Lightfest, and then also now we've just created one for Simple Cypher. But yeah, it's a sick new world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a shame that you're going back to Bristol, but I think it's definitely a nice move to have like other big people in the game and other parts of the country for sure.
Yeah, it's just one of them that like I love London and I love the social side of it, like when we're able to go to training, able to go to events and parties. But otherwise, like there's not so much like of my work there. I'm
Yeah,
usually going to a train station or an airport to
yeah,
teach or
exactly.
judge or battle elsewhere. So I just want to have a nice big garden with dogs that I can take on a walk and
Feel that.
yeah,
That is such a vibe. Yeah, and it's hard to do that in London, isn't it?
yeah.
For sure. Okay, cool. I think everyone's just kind of giving love. I mean, if you want to have a little scroll of the comments, everyone's, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, Thanks, guys. Yeah. I don't think there's any questions. If you have any other questions, just please send me a message and I can pass them on to Kieran, or you can message him directly. I'm sure he doesn't mind. I'm also able to get these lives up on YouTube now. So if that's okay with you, I'm going to pop it on YouTube. That's all right. So if you guys want to check that for all the other ones, I think this is number 11 now. So I've had quite a few. So they're all really good. But yeah, thank you so much again, Kieran. I
No
really appreciate
problem.
it. And thank you everyone for watching. And yeah,
Cool. Peace. Have a good day.
bye, you too.
Bye, bye, bye.